You doing today?
Oh, dude, I'm doing great. Sculpture. It's so hot here in LA today, but it's fun. Um, of course, my routine is basically just creating every day. So I was got up and journaled some new ideas and what I wanted to get after today, and then yeah, hopping on this call.
Curious, what gave you the idea of posting videos especially that are politically oriented?
As everyone knows, it's getting real heated right now in politics, especially with Trump in office. And to get to where I've at follower wise, I had a whole backstory with I got permanently banned for some stupid reason on Instagram, so I had to start from scratch. Like, so I used to do like male pickup lines, right? And I thought so I got some of my buddies were like, "Hey, dude, you should you're you got a pretty face, and it'd be funny to see you dress up as a girl." And I was like, "Okay." And at first, it was kind of I was weird about it. I was like, "Yeah." I tried it; it was fun, and I was like, I could do some girl pickup lines. That would be fun. And I did one because I would do like smooth, like cute ones, and then dirty. And there's one video I saw this website because I always have my laptop right offside when I'm shooting my videos. And when I go over, I found this website like dirty pickup lines for women to use. And this video, like I'll admit, it was raunchy. It was so raunchy, but it was funny. And I post it, and 3 hours later, I check it, and it's like 300K on Instagram. I'm like, okay, it's moving. I don't think I've had a video go that quickly. I checked back 2 hours after that. It's at like 1.4 million. I'm like, oh, this might be one of the most viral videos I've ever had. 2 hours after that, I check it again. This thing pops up on my Instagram and it says, due to your recent post, your account is temporarily banned. If you'd like to appeal this, please hit the appeal button. I go, okay, that's weird. Let me just appeal it real quick. I appeal it, thinking it's going to be a process. Ooh, Ryan, 2 minutes later, I get an email saying, "Dear Evan Faunce, your account has been permanently banned from Instagram." Meaning I had all my college memories on there. I had all of my videos and experiences from high school and college. That's my lifetime Instagram account. Gone. I couldn't retrieve anything. It was just gone. And I was at like 70,000 at that point, and I had to start from scratch. And that, oh my God, starting from zero when you've worked so hard to build something is probably one of the worst feelings you could have. And I didn't really know what to do. And so to bring back to your question, I started doing relationship stuff, and it was fun, and I still do that stuff. And then all of a sudden the Blake and Ryan stuff. So I can do a good Blake impression. I have a really good Ryan Reynolds impression. I can do his voice really, really well. So I still do that from time to time. But then all of a sudden politics gets really heavy. And I was like, man, it's cool doing all this stuff that people know me for. And I got that follower count back up on Instagram to like, I was up at 80, 90,000. And I was like, man, it felt weird to not say something. And all this really, really important stuff's going on. And yet I have all these opinions and stuff. Like, how can I say things in a way that, yes, it shows where my attitude is? Because you got to have an attitude about something. You can't be neutral on anything in politics, but it presents in a way that opens up a conversation and disarms people. And I kind of found that, and I've been testing that over the last month or so, I'd say. And it's finally working pretty well. And that's been really cool to see that where it's opening up a dialogue and a conversation with people. Constantly, I'm probably getting terrible comments. I've been called everything in the book probably every 2 seconds. People are ruthless on Instagram. But I've kind of gotten tough skin with that. Once you get called everything 100 times, like you're fine. It doesn't mean like negative comments doesn't mean anything anymore because oh, that person's just shit. Like they're in a bad mood, right? Bad timing. They saw my video. They're really pissed off today. It didn't work out. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I can take that. I can take negativity. I can be a little polarizing in that sense, as long as it starts a conversation and gets people talking about things. And that's kind of become my political voice as of late. Yeah. Long answer there. Sorry, Ryan, but that's leading up to like where that came from. That was why.
Can you talk a little bit about just that journey of finding out what it takes to be an actor and how difficult it is?
Sure. I got one big story that it was a big day for me. I had this audition. It was for Ryan Reynolds. You remember Ryan Reynolds' movie Free Guy? I got an audition for that as the main antagonist. That was the biggest audition I had. and up to that point. And it was the whole shebang, right? Like when you're going to audition for a callback on a studio, like at a studio, it's a total experience. You have to get signed in through like two or three security guards. They have to escort you to the building, right? It's like it's classic Hollywood, man. Like there's little golf carts going everywhere. Like it's legit what you see in movies. And I'll never forget, I came in, I was so confident. I only had a couple lines for the audition. And I go in there, I'll never forget, it was room 24, it was building 2, room 214. And I go there and I'm walking up the stairs and I see where the room is. And right outside the room, there's this like little bench for like three people. And I see these three guys in front of me. And these guys were genetically some of the most beautiful men, masculine men, like better in every single way. Like there was, I don't care how much I went to the gym or how good I looked. These guys were so alien and so like they looked like angels. And I was just like, oh my God, like look at these dudes. And they were confident and they're like, hey, how's it going? I'm Mike, and I'll never forget. I was sitting down and I immediately, Ryan, like I hated them. Like I was very insecure at this time. And I never, you'd never be able to tell, like, if you were talking to me, you would never know. But I judged everybody. And if you were remotely close to me, like, I would be friendly to your face, but then I was so two-faced. And I sit down to this guy's name's Jason. He goes, hey, how's it going? I'm Jason. Oh, I'm Evan. Nice to meet you. And we're sitting there talking. He's a really nice guy. I'm like, fuck, he's nice too. This dude's 6'6", 230, and looks like he looked like Justin Baldoni. I mean, this dude was so good looking, and he was really nice. So he goes in, he does the audition, he comes out. I'm standing up to go in, and I'm just about to go into the room. I'm like right by the threshold, and he's already down the hallway right by the stairs. I'll never forget this moment because he turns around and goes, "Oh, hey, Evan," and I'm like going in. I go, "Yeah," and I point out, and he goes, "Hey, I want you to know, if it's not me, I hope it's you." And I'll never forget that because he meant it. He really meant it when he said it. But when he said that to me, he was genuine. That had an effect. I go in, I after that moment, I can't do it. Like he beats, like these guys beat me in everything, and they're more genuine, and there's more of a substance there. I walked out of there. I sat in my car. I'll never forget that feeling of like realizing, Evan, dude, you got to dig deeper. You got to find something because I realized when there is going to be a big opportunity, any big opportunity, if it's at Fox or Warner Brothers or Paramount, those guys are going to be there every time. And I've got to find a way to be genuine and be myself and stand out when it's not just about looks. And I realized that I was like, it's not about looks. Like it's you got to find that thing and that magic thing about you. That was a big day, and that was where it was a big shift for me in my first year being in LA. Yeah, long answer again, but that was definitely a big one in terms of just
No,
getting humbled.
yeah, that's great. Like I think like a lot of times, people focus a lot on like, the superficial aspects of it, but it does take like a lot of inner work. Can you talk about like, what some of that looks like?
In terms of what, and like just in terms of
Just
the work
it,
to like to the work of.
the work of like getting beyond the superficiality, like being more genuine, finding your authenticity, finding your authentic voice.
Sure. Yeah. So the thing about it is to get past that, you have to realize in anything that you create, and this is so cool about social media these days, is that you have people that are being famous for literally anything. I think I love social media in that regard. There's a guy in England that he just watches trains come into the station. He's got 7 million followers, and that's all he does. He just gets so excited to watch trains go in because he's so genuine. And I think that's the thing that you've got to get past is you've got to realize that you've got to express yourself in a way that's not about you. You got to show your passion about something. You have to have a sense of if you got to find a sense of humor if you don't have one. Um, because these days of the superficiality, that's not really working anymore.